Welcome to Vacation Station, hosted by Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazines.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to Big Blend Radio's Vacation Station show, and today we are sitting outside of A-Tuscan-Estate. It's a beautiful historic bed and breakfast in the heart of downtown McMinnville-Oregon. So we are on the west coast, right? Are we in the west part of Oregon?
Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest, yeah. So Erin Gilchrist is here. She is the innkeeper. Did we behave ourselves?
You did, most definitely.
Kind of. We went through the wrong door during dinner. I don't know, but that was because we had beer.
And there's a lot of doors in that house.
Well, see, we got here, and we were supposed to just go out the door and down to downtown because it's a short little walk, and I don't know, we ended up at a tap room on the other side. But
you hit a good growler station. They had a lot of choices, didn't they?
You know, I'm really glad we went. We're going to get her on a show because they have like beer from all over Oregon, and then they had like Wyoming and just like surrounding states, and I thought, well, that's really cool. So we got a good sampling of Oregon last night.
Great.
So we were very happy when we came back.
And it is a little bit of a departure. Most people come here for the wine, but we have tons of breweries, so you found a good place to stop.
Absolutely. So we're in the Willamette Valley?
Yes.
Okay, so we've actually had Willamette Valley on our shows. We're talking about wine before, and from all I know is that it's really good. Everybody keeps telling me that the wine here is really good. So that is what most people are coming here for, is the wine?
Most of my guests are, for sure. There is a local college that brings people. There's
it's beautiful.
Linfield University. There's also the Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum where the Spruce Goose is housed. Used to be down in California, and now it's up here. And that can definitely bring people. We have a great biking scene, cycling, more road bike than mountain bike, but we're also really close to the coast, just an hour from the coast. We're an hour from Portland.
Nice.
Yeah, Silver Falls State Park, which has 10 waterfalls, is just a little over an hour from here.
Oh, which way?
Yeah, I want to go.
Southeast. So inland.
I love Oregon. We need to stay here longer.
Oh
my gosh.
We went north to go south.
I know.
What
a cool detour. I'm so glad Nancy and I are walking around. We're so glad we came here. This is, the downtown, your B&B, this is just, like when you think about quality of life, this is like 10 out of 10. I would live here.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really a unique community. I grew up in the Midwest, and I'm used to a very community-minded small town in the Midwest, but very community-minded and very collegial. Everyone's really cooperative and helpful, which in the wine industry is it's interesting. You don't necessarily find that in other wine regions, but here in Willamette Valley, everyone is very collaborative. They're trying to...
Nice.
The mindset is, if, the better everyone is, the better it is for our area. And so there's not as much cutthroat competition. It's really help.
Well, everybody seems happy. People will talk to you as you're walking down the street, and even if we're all wearing masks, they're still like, hello, good morning, how are you? And I'm like, no way, I'm going to cross the road. The lady's like, you can cross in front of me. I won't drive over you. And I'm like, well, thank you. That's a good start to the day.
Yes, it is.
But the downtown, just steps from here. You've got so many restaurants. You've got all these sculptures
and the flower baskets.
The flower baskets.
It's amazing.
I was going to say the floor murals.
Yeah, those have just been recently repainted. They do them maybe once a quarter. They repaint those. During the last year, they were 6 feet in diameter, so it was to help you judge the physical distancing for this lovely
COVID,
pandemic we've been living in. And then we also previously, and it's just coming back now, we do a third on third. So the third Friday of every month, we do it's basically an art and wine walk. And the art shops and some of the retail shops stay open late, and they host a local winemaker. And so you can buy tickets and you can taste wine and shop and stroll downtown. It's lovely.
Well, I want to come back. I know. This sucks. It's like we're walking downtown. We're like, look at all the roses and everyone's gardens. I mean, just to walk here.
Well, look at
no matter what direction. I mean, here. I mean, it's
just awesome.
Unfortunately, the heat. We had some extreme heat last week, very early, and
it's got
brought an end to the peonies.
No, it's got new buds.
Yeah, you got new buds.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we experienced that. We were in Albany, Oregon, and it was cold, and we're like, uh-oh. And then all of a sudden, 90 degrees. We're like, we're outside. I'm still sunburned. I'm like, I'm outside, man. It's awesome. I'm a desert person.
Understood.
So how did you get here? Did you drive?
Yeah.
But what led you to McMinnville? If you're from the Midwest?
I have a hospitality background. I've been in restaurants and hotels my entire career. And previously I was on the south coast of Oregon, but for a job, I was a food and beverage director, and I would be up here a lot to meet winemakers and taste wine. Research, research, that's education and training.
Yeah, that's really hard work.
And just really fell in love with McMinnville. Like I said about my Midwest background, it has that feel to it without all the snow.
You know about that snow.
Yes.
We did that.
Yes. And great wine. And so I looked for an opportunity to come up here, and this business was for sale, and I jumped on it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It's been in business for 20 years, and I've owned it for 3.5 now.
Wow. Yeah, how did you do during the pandemic? I know you were on our show for the holiday season talking about her Nutcracker exhibit.
I do. You asked about that earlier today.
I know. It's the first thing this morning. I'm like, where are the Nutcrackers? Because I know we both became children when you said that. But that's easy for us.
Well, they're up in the attic with all the Christmas decorations right now, but I have one that's almost as tall as I am, and then just miniature ones, so all different sizes.
That's cool. Yeah, she can play the Nutcracker Suite on replay when you come in here. But how did you do? Were you able to bring guests in? Or?
Well, originally, lodging was not closed, not shut down, but non-essential travel was banned.
Yeah.
So that's about 90% of my business.
Of course, yeah.
So last April I had nobody, but then in the middle of May, the governor started allowing a little relaxing with obviously the appropriate distancing and masks and that type of thing, but takeout could happen. And so I started to get a little bit of business. And in all honesty, July, August, and September were decent compared to comparatively with what was going on. But then, unfortunately, Labor Day, we had 3 wildfires break out in this area. And the smoke, none were here in town, but the smoke just sat here in town for 3 days. And so I lost about half my September business, which was unfortunate. But we made it through, and I'm very thankful for that. And this summer is just gangbusters.
That's awesome.
I have never had this many bookings this early in the year.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people want out, but you're also keeping everyone safe, social distancing wise, wearing masks. So it's safe. And that's Nancy and I, during the crazy pandemic, of course, we're still traveling. That's what we do full time, and it's like, oh, now what?
Yeah.
And we did what, thanks to Maria Coder. She's awesome.
Certainly.
Bed and Brunch PR. She was like sending all these press releases and about bed and breakfast. And Nancy's like, hey, we got to check this out. We can all work together. And it was important, for travel. B&Bs really take it seriously about making sure that everything is sanitized, and everyone was, we went to over 20 bed and breakfasts in a year, and everyone just took really good care of their guests, their employees, and sometimes they didn't have employees at that time.
Right.
So a lot of the innkeepers were doing a little bit of absolutely everything, or I should say a lot of everything.
Yeah.
But it's just a really good thing for, travelers now. If you're concerned about still traveling right now, I'd say bed and breakfasts are one of the first places you should check out.
Right.
I would agree. I think stay small, stay safe is a slogan that on a hashtag that we frequently use. I think we personally we already had strict cleaning
exactly
guidelines and parameters, but we just enhanced it even more. You know, we strip everything out of all bedding. I mean, down to the mattress pad, the pillows, everything. All the glassware comes out. Everything gets sanitized and new. So my housekeeper actually had more to do because there was more laundry to do. It took longer to clean a room. I mean, we didn't have as many rooms, but it took her longer to clean the rooms we had. It's certainly been helpful in regards to, I think, getting more business.
Yeah. And you've got to come out here, everybody. I mean, it's
very relaxing.
Yeah, it is. I think that's why people are happy. There's so many flowers, and it's just charming. You know, the downtown is just full of charm, but not snobby.
Correct. It's
you know
very
what
welcoming.
I mean? Yeah, and the historic
artsy.
buildings. Yeah, it's artsy. It's relaxed. People are friendly. You've got a beautiful city park we went down to. I did the stairs. I got pooped on by a bird, which is good luck. That's important to tell everybody.
Yeah, that's great radio, Lisa.
Yeah, come on, Big Blend Radio. I'll tell you about being pooped on by a bird. But hey, nature's alive here. But talking about the historic building, let's talk about the B&B. We stayed in the Napoli room, so everything is Italian, right? So
yes, it
A-Tuscan estate, and that makes sense with all the wine around us. You know.
Yes,
certainly. It was a nod to Italy's wine region, I guess. So the property was purchased in 1927 by Charles Williams. He was a physician and he had a practice down on 3rd Street in our downtown. And he bought the property, but there was a different house on it. And he didn't think it was grand enough for a man of his standing in the community, so he had it moved. At least he didn't raise it. He had it moved with logs and horses just down on the opposite corner of the block.
Oh, how funny.
And then had this built in 1928.
Oh, wow. And so I was reading on your website about him. So he was a physician, but he would allow people to come knock on his door and they'd bring him chickens
Yes.
for payment?
So the office...
That's pretty cool.
As I talked about how many doors there are, one of the doors goes into the office. Okay. So he did on occasion see guests at his home. So yes, he took all kinds of things for payment back then.
Wow. That's cool. Hey, why not?
Yeah.
You know, here's your chicken. I wonder if it was alive. Like, they bring them alive, or I don't know. But
who knows?
Your chicken. But
this used to turkey farms used to be the most prevalent industry in this valley. And in the early 60s, a disease came through and wiped the stock out, and that's kind of when the wine growing started.
So it's like when the turkeys went away, then the wineries grew. Yeah, the wineries grew. the vineyards came in. Well, there's a lot of fertilizer.
The vines got planted. Yes.
There's a lot of turkey fertilizer for the vines. Well, they say this is some of the best Pinot in the world. So. You know.
I would agree with that.
Do you know how many wineries there are around here, do you think?
So wineries, there are over 675. It varies, maybe even 700.
What?
Wow.
And then
So we could be here for 2 years and not be done.
I know. I've been here 3.5 and I haven't tasted them all. So I haven't been to them all yet.
Wow.
And then vineyards, there's even more vineyards. There's over 800, almost 900 vineyards where grapes are grown.
Wow.
And not everyone who grows grapes makes wine. They're farmers who grow grapes. That's their crop.
You said hazelnuts, because let's talk about breakfast. It's delicious.
Yes,
and
thank you.
We've got a quiche
Really
recipe
nice.
for you all, so stay tuned on that. We got lots of bed and breakfast recipes, and that was delicious. That was really a wonderful breakfast. You always do 3 courses?
We do.
Okay.
The first course is traditionally a bread course. Today you had fresh baked croissants.
Oh, I love croissants.
They were so good.
Good.
Yeah.
We make a lot of muffins. We do breads. We have a small a petite chocolat croissant. We've done fresh-made cinnamon
we have to come
rolls.
back. What's this? Oh my gosh! And
I want the chocolate.
well, the granola. I know. Can we have wine at breakfast with that?
Ooh,
We are adults.
sounds
We can do
good.
what we want.
You can.
Yes, you
can. Most certainly.
That's what vacations are about,
Right.
But we're on a permanent vacation. but
Hey, why not?
you were talking about the granola, that there was hazelnuts in there that are local. So.
Yes. Yes. So Oregon is one of the largest producers of hazelnuts in the world. My understanding is we're third. If you're out driving in the countryside, you will definitely see orchards, and the majority of those orchards are hazelnuts or filberts.
Wow. And also, it seems like you've got a lot of berries, like fruits, and just... Yes. Oh man, the jams, and it's just everywhere I was driving around yesterday on the way here, I'm like, there's strawberries. Stop the car.
Yeah, right now strawberries. There's early season strawberries have come in. We'll also get raspberries, blackberries. There's a Marionberry is I don't know if it's native to Oregon, but it's known as an Oregon berry. It is kind of nicknamed the Cabernet of blackberries because it's bigger and juicier, has more flavor to it. You'll see a lot of jams, Marionberry jam.
I remember years ago, a couple of guys coming on our show they did fruit wine. Just down, I think they were near Coos Bay or something, that area. I was just thinking about that. And they did berry wine and all kind. We got pretty happy on that wine. I remember I was like, I didn't know that about fruit wine that you'd get like an instant smile. It just kind of happened.
I think it's got a little more sugar in it.
I don't know, but I remember having a lot of fun on the interview, like giggling quite a bit. But just all the fruit, the vegetables, it seems like you got a lot of like even downtown. This is what I love about it. We have an organic produce, setup downtown, and it's like a real functioning downtown with actual offices, office buildings and sculptures and art, but restaurants, a theater.
Nice little shop.
But you had grocery store right there with all these, and a cool mural too.
Yeah.
Harvest Fresh, they do a great job, and they have a deli in there, so you can get sandwiches. You can get they have a great vegetable lasagna that you can take. They'll heat it for you, or you can take it home and heat it up. Wow. But really nice deli and butcher shop and fish shop in there, so that's really nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
It is. The locals do support the downtown. I mean, there's a shoe store, there's a bike shop,
awesome.
There's
everything.
Yeah,
it's got a nice mix.
Yeah, I haven't seen a downtown like that for a bit. And we travel everywhere, so it's like really, it's really cool to see a functioning downtown.
Certainly.
But the vegetables, is that something you get around? I mean, are there just a lot of, because there's farms everywhere?
There are actually a couple fairly large farms. Fairly large farms who primarily sell either at the farmers market or which is every Thursday. It's lovely, it's noon to 6. I wish you were going to be here to see it, but
man.
And then we have this really interesting building called the Mac Market.
Okay.
And it's at the end of the grain station, which is the end of 8th Street, and it was a huge warehouse, and this young couple gutted it basically, and there's 2 small spaces upstairs where you can do like a small group, and then the lower level there's a bar, and there's a wine room, and there's a cheese shop, and there's a woman who's doing like bulk soaps and detergents.
Oh wow.
So instead of all the plastic, there's a little cafe in there, there's a gluten-free baker in there. There's a commissary kitchen where caterers can rent just the kitchen and prep their food.
Wow. So this is the granary district. I was looking that on the map. Maybe I should read the map. But hey, we had a good time. But so you have the downtown district.
Certainly.
But then there's the granary. So that's like another like little downtownish area.
So it's the old grain station that's been converted primarily to wine production and wine. There's a couple wine tasting rooms over there. But part of that Alpine Road goes through that district, and the Mac Market is at one end of Alpine Street. And the reason I brought that up is Even Pull is the farm that we see most often at the farmers market or at Mac. They have a space at Mac Market.
Cool.
You may also on your drive find we have nurseries, amazing nurseries. Monrovia, which is a huge
we know
national.
Monrovia. Yeah, we've actually taken a tour with them in Central California.
Acres and acres up here, and mostly plants and shrubs and trees, but definitely some flowers. So it's a very diverse agriculture area.
That's what I was seeing, and all the barns. I think that's like an iconic thing here. That's kind of Midwestern for you, a little bit, all the red barns and everything.
Certainly.
So it seems farm to table, but when when you look at all the flowers and everything here, Nancy and I were wondering what it's like throughout the year in the different seasons.
The delphinium, not delphinium.
I love them.
Hydrangea and I can't even think of the word. Dahlias will bloom midsummer.
Nancy, you got to come back.
My favorite.
And those two bloom. Both of those varieties bloom well into the fall. You're seeing the spring stuff now. The peonies hopefully will get some more buds. The larkspur, delphinium, the alstroemeria. During the fall, a lot of our foliage actually turns orange, we get nice fall colors. The trees turn. As far as flowers blooming, you'll definitely see mums, the miniature and the large, or the full size mums. But the even in the vineyards, the leaves on the vines are turning orange and red.
Nice.
So you get beautiful, beautiful fall colors here. Not quite as diverse as the Midwest, but you definitely get a beautiful color scheme.
What's winter like here? I mean, you don't get snow and stuff, do you?
2 or 3 times a year,
just
but
to go, hello,
covers the ground, and then it's usually gone the next day. It's normally wet, rainy. We don't necessarily get torrential downpours. We don't very often get thunderstorms, but it's usually gray and drizzly they always say anytime after mid-October the weather's iffy. But most of the rain probably comes December, January, February.
You can still drink wine.
You most certainly can.
Absolutely. Yeah, who cares? You need the rain. We need the rain.
That's why everything's so pretty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it just really is so. We're both like, this is so pretty. We're just kind of
flowerland.
It's really intoxicating in this state. We came in from Idaho and we went to Sun River, which was gorgeous, and then down through Willamette Forest, and we're desert people, so even still, we've done a little bit of desert this year, and we're about to go back to it, and the green, you're so tripped out.
Yeah.
I can't.
My sister lives in the
crazy.
LA area, and she loves to come up here in the summer because it's so brown and dry down there. And it's
especially
beautiful.
This year is a little rough.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's hopefully the rain situation will change up for the west for sure.
Hopefully.
But this is just. It's dangerous. Even driving, I'm like, I just want to go into the trees and hug them and roll in the fields. But anyway,
okay,
I do. So it sounds like
I've got a camera.
So year-round destination for sure. When it comes to the inn, how many rooms do you have?
So the main house has 4 rooms, and the guest house has 2 rooms.
Oh yeah, the guest house. That's really cool. So do you get a lot of people that are like maybe more long-term?
I do. Certainly, those units both have
extended stay, I should say.
Sure, those units both have kitchens. They're larger.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
And I do, or I'll get 2 couples that take the whole house, because there's 2 units. There's an upstairs unit and a downstairs unit, and so or 5 people or 6 people, and they'll take the whole house. And obviously during COVID, it felt much safer for people.
Is that where all the group? You had the group that was here for dinner and this morning for breakfast. Is that where they stayed?
They have 2 of the rooms. There's actually 6 of them are staying with me, and 4 of them are in the cottage, and then 2 are in the main house.
Oh, okay. So so you can have how many people at once?
Well,
for a group.
If there's only 2 people in a room, 12. But if I put a head on every pillow, I could sleep 19.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yes.
You've got a small inn going here.
I do.
So all the rooms are, and they're all Italian names, and it was comfortable. We got to sleep in a 4-poster bed last night.
I know.
Hey, Nancy.
Okay.
Hey, Mom. But it was super comfortable. I slept so good. It was just like, okay, man, it was beautiful.
We get that. We get that a lot. The beds, people really enjoy the beds and the linens. I'm going to plug this company because everyone asks. It's called Comfy out of Ferndale, Washington. It's COMPHY. And they sell retail. They also have a spa line and a hospitality line, and I've known their sheets for a long time with my history in hospitality. but just beautiful linens, and they get softer with every wash. So.
Yeah, they really. I mean, it was comfy last night, and your bathroom is about the size of the bedroom. Like that's a massive bathroom.
Yeah. So an interesting story about that. That was an add-on. So in 2005, the original garage burned down, and it did some damage to the back side of the house. So when they were cleaning that up, it's a state historic building, and they petitioned the state to be able to add. So they just added a square on the corner here, and added that bathroom. So it is a nice size. It's the largest bathroom in the house.
I know. I was like, hey, this is my own little palace in here. Yeah.
I'm like, it's another whole room.
I know.
Sleep in here.
I know. It was awesome. What is the website for everyone to come visit?
www.A-Tuscan-Estate.com.
A-Tuscan-Estate.com, downtown McMinnville, and you can park and walk. Or ride your bike, but don't fall off after 2 glasses of wine.
Please.
Thank you so much. We've had so much fun.
Well, thank you.